There was something in your side, like a door half left undone. I could feel it when you held me, but I never knew which one. You were standing in the moment, but your eyes were somewhere else, like you carried hidden oceans. You would never show yourself. I didn't ask, I let it happen. Let it drift and let it stay. But I felt it in the distance, slowly pulling you away. You were here but never fully, like a shadow in the light. I could touch you, I could feel you, but you slipped away at night. I was holding something fragile, something I could never name. Now it lingers like a feeling that refuses how to fade. Now I move a little slower through the echoes that remain. I don't try to recreate it, I don't chase it through the same. But there's moments when it finds me, in between what's real and gone, like a memory with no ending that just quietly lives on. I was there, just not the way you needed. You were never meant to anchor, never meant to fully stay. Just a passing kind of gravity that reshaped me in its way. Now I don't reach out to hold it, I don't try to make it right, but it lives inside the silence, like a soft and fading light. I remember how you looked at me, like you almost said my name, but the moment stayed unspoken, and we walked away the same. There was tension in the quiet, something neither dared to move, like we stood too close to something we were both afraid to lose. If we stayed a second longer, would it change who we became, or just turn into a feeling we could never quite explain? We were close but never touching, like a line we didn't cross. I don't search for what it could be. I don't try to make it real, but it lingers in the silence, like a truth I couldn't feel. And I catch it in reflections, in the way the night can bend, like a version of a moment that was never meant to end. We almost were, and that was enough. We were something in between us, not defined but deeply known, like a quiet kind of gravity that I somehow made my own. I don't need to recreate it, I don't need to understand, but it lives inside the spaces no one else has ever planned. You felt different from the first night, not in ways I could explain, just a shift inside the silence, like the air before the rain. There was nothing I could point to, no clear signal, no mistake, but my body knew a pattern I was trying not to take. I stayed calm, I stayed distant, like I didn't feel it move. But there's something in the quiet that you can't refuse. Now it lives inside my system, like a rhythm I can't break. Not a thought and not a memory, just a current I can't shake. I don't follow, I don't fight it, I just let it come and go. But it pulses in the background, like a truth I didn't know. I don't search for explanations, I don't give it any name, but I feel it in the moments when the night stays just the same, and it moves without a warning to the spaces in between, like a quiet kind of presence that exists but isn't seen. It was real, you just didn't trust it. Now it flows without a reason, not a loss and not a gain, just a subtle kind of motion running softly through my veins. I don't need to understand it, I don't need to make it stay, but it lives inside the silence, in its own unspoken way. You came in like it was nothing, no disruption, no surprise, just a quiet kind of presence that I didn't recognize. There was no dramatic moment, no clear shift I could define, but something in my breathing started moving out of time. I stayed still, I didn't question, let it settle, let it be, but I felt it in the background like it was changing me. Oh, now it lives inside my body, like a rhythm I can't place. Not a thought and not a memory, just a shift I can't erase. I don't hold it, I don't fight it, I don't need to understand, but it moves beneath the surface like it follows its own plan. I don't look for where it started, I don't trace it to an end, but I feel it in the silence when the night begins to bend, and it shows up in the pauses, in the space between the sound, like a quiet kind of gravity that is always pulling down. You felt it before you knew why. Now it flows without direction, not a loss and not a gain, just a subtle transformation, moving softly through my frame. I don't need to recreate it, I don't need to make it stay, but it lives inside the silence, in its own unspoken way.
You spoke to me in half words, like you didn't want them whole. Every sentence felt like something trying not to lose control. I was reading all the spaces in between what you would say, but the meaning kept dissolving every time it found its way.
Was it fear or just a distance you were never meant to cross? Was I hearing something real, or just filling in the loss?
Now your voice is just a texture in the corners of my mind, like a signal breaking softly, never clear but still defined. I don't reach for what it meant now, I don't try to make it true, but it lingers in the silence,
like a version close to you.
Follow where it ended, I don't trace it back again, but I feel it in the rhythm of the space that could have been.
And sometimes in the stillness, when the night becomes too wide, there's a whisper in the background, like you never fully died. You hurt me, just not the truth.
Now your voice is just a shadow, not a memory I keep, just a quiet kind of presence moving underneath. I don't need to understand it, I don't need to make it stay, but it lives inside the silence in its own unfinished way.
We were talking without speaking, just a look that stayed too long, like we both could feel the tension, but pretended it was wrong. There was something almost forming, something neither let exist, like a word right on the surface that we chose not to admit. If we named it, would it break us? If we felt it, would it stay? Or just turn into a moment we would slowly push away? Now it lives inside the silence, like a thought we never said. Not a love and not a memory, just a space inside my head. I don't try to give it meaning, I don't try to make
I don't ask what it became, but I feel it in the pauses when the night repeats your name. And I catch it in reflections, in the way the air can shift, like a version of a moment that we never chose to live. We knew, we just didn't let it be. Now it stays without a reason, not a loss and not a gain, just a quiet kind of presence, moving softly through my frame. I don't need to recreate it, I don't need to understand, but it lingers in the silence like it's always been the plan.
You didn't change the room around me, you just changed the way I stayed. Like the walls were still the same, but something in me rearranged. There was nothing I could measure, no clear moment I could name, just a quiet redefinition of the way I feel the same.
I kept moving like before it, like it hadn't shifted me, but I felt it underneath it, something new I couldn't see.
Now I move a little slower, like I'm listening inside to a rhythm I discovered I was never meant to hide. Not a memory, no out of feeling, not a story I can trace, just a subtle kind of turning that I carry in my space.
I don't search for what it means, no, I don't try to make it clear, but it shifts the way I notice every sound I choose to hear.
And that lives inside the silence and the pauses I once missed, like a quiet transformation I was never meant to resist.
It changed you more than you think.
Now I don't return to who I was, I don't follow what I knew. There's a softness in my movement that was never there with you. Not a loss and not a lesson, not a place I need to go, just a quiet kind of evolution, moving deeper than I know.
with feelings, more like quiet passing rain, touching everything so lightly, but still even something changed.
I was searching for a fire, something I could clearly see, but you move like hidden currents, pulling deeper under me.
Did I miss it when it mattered?
Did it
Slip between the lines?
Was it there inside the silence?
Just too soft for me to find.
Now I feel you in the stillness, in the space I used to fill, like a slow and steady presence that somehow is with me still. You were never meant to stay here, never something I could hold, but you left a kind of gravity I still haven't let go. I don't look for you in faces, I don't chase you in the crowd, but there's moments when the quiet feels a little bit too loud,
And I catch it in a rhythm, in a tone, a passing glance,
like the world repeats a feeling I once didn't understand.
you felt it, you just didn't know.
Now I feel you in the stillness, not as something that I lost, but a shift in how I listen to the silence, to the cost. You were never mine to keep, no, never meant to turn to gold, but you changed the way I feel things, and that never gets old. Stay close to the quiet, that's where the gold begins. The room is breathing slowly tonight, glasses asleep on the bar, a ribbon of light on the marble floor, drawing a map from the dark. I walked in carrying silence, like velvet over my skin. No one noticed the moment the new life quietly walked in. We moved through rivers of gold, nothing we have to explain, floating above every word, dancing outside of the frame. No past pulling the shadow, no voice telling me where to go, only the rhythm is speaking softly in midnight.
once bliss of saxophone melody. Rhodes chords fading into the background. Deep bass line becomes more fluid and driving. Sometimes the rarest thing in the world is a quiet moment where nothing is chasing you. No past, no noise. Just a room, a rhythm, and the feeling that you finally arrive. The mirrors are softer now. They don't question my face. Every reflection is whispering, you've already found your place.
I'm no longer running in circles. No ghosts pulling my soul. Tonight I step into stillness, and the stillness turns to gold.
I've arrived where the air is still, where the silence has a heart. I'm no longer afraid of the end, because I finally found the start.
I stopped hearing you in my future, not because you vanished,
Because I finally arrived somewhere you had never been. The streets are painted in amber now, a glow that doesn't need a name.
moving through the amber street.
Where the heart and rhythm meet,
No more echoes, no more ghosts.
just the silence I love the most.
We spend our lives waiting for the light to change, but the most beautiful colors
are found in the shadows we ignore. Don't reach for the morning. The night is the only place where you can truly see yourself.
We spend our lives waiting for the light to change, but the most beautiful colors are found in the shadows we ignore. Don't reach for the morning. The night is the only place where you can truly see yourself.